Hey y'all. So I am so excited to tell you that I am launching a Be Your Own Intuitive membership. I cannot tell you how excited I am about this, except I'll endeavor to tell you right now how excited I am about this. I had a Be Your Own Intuitive webinar course previously, which provided a lot of the foundation for this membership. However, even though the webinar was really beautiful and wonderful experience, not everybody was able to participate because of time differences and work schedules and so on and so forth. So this membership is going to be on-demand videos for you every single week for you to watch when you can on your own time. These are going to be videos teaching you how to access and work with your intuition, because as you know, everybody, I believe, everybody is intuitive. It's just about understanding what your tools are, how to access them, how to really work with your intuition in a way where you can be your own guidance system, where you can truly be your own intuitive. And I'm really excited to share all that I know with you in this membership course. I'm going to be talking about how to read the tarot, what the tarot is all about, how to read it intuitively, how to, again, really develop your own intuition and really hone it into a nicely working muscle group for you. I'm going to be talking about how I read tarot on YouTube and really just anything and everything that I know about the wild and wonderful world of intuitive development and tarot and everything esoteric. So I'm so excited to share this with you guys. So I have a link to the waiting list in the description box below this video. The waiting list is going to serve as holding your place within the membership course unofficially before I, do a hard launch pretty soon. So with that, I want the groups to, have a source, sort of intimacy where everyone can bond and connect if they like. And so I'm not going to have membership just open ongoing. I will open and close it sort of in waves. So this is your opportunity to join right as we launch. And I'm just so excited to be with you on this journey and share with you all that I know. I will also have a monthly Zoom meeting for everybody in the membership where I come on. You can ask me anything you want to. We can talk about all the things. We can talk about your experiences. We can answer really any and all questions you could possibly have. This is also a way for me to connect with you guys on a more personal and intimate basis, which as a teacher, I really love to do. So again, I am so excited to offer this to you. I so hope that you'll join me in this membership. I'm just so excited about it, and to really pass along all the knowledge that I've acquired onto you so that you can really be your own intuitive and be your own guidance system, because that to me is just about the most important thing that there is as a spiritual being having a human experience. So with that being said, the link is in the description box below for the wait list. And I just thank you in advance so much for joining me over there. And I'm so excited to connect with you all. And be well. Until next time. Hey Scorpios, how y'all doing? Welcome. We're gonna be taking a look at your first half of November general reading here. So as we continue on into your birthday season, hoping you guys are having a really beautiful birthday season, I saw the image in your meditation of a lion, just immediately a lion. And then I saw this lion standing there, and what I suppose was a meadow of sorts. And then I saw a dove come and land. It even had that bit of like the garland, the peace wreath, right, in its mouth. And it came and landed on the head of the lion. So I'm looking at this dove on a lion's head, and I'm thinking, oh, this reminds me of the strength key of, love over, brute force, and kindness over fear, and all of this. And then Alfred Hitchcock in the meditation steps forward, takes the dove and transforms it into like a predator bird, right? If you're familiar with Alfred Hitchcock's, one of his films is called The Birds. It changed my life. I It was one of the scariest things I'd ever seen, like as a kid. But basically in that film, birds become like, something to be very, very feared. They're like these flying predators, and they're just very dangerous in this film. So he takes the dove and transforms it into one of the birds from his, film The Birds. And then it started, instead of being like a nice, lovely dove, it started really pecking into the head of the lion, making it, bleed a bit. It's a bit graphic, but I know you guys can handle it, Scorpios. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, if I had seen a bird and a lion, I would have thought for sure that the lion would have won if it came to a scrap up, you know what I mean, and not the bird. It's interesting. But a bird can either be, the feeling that I get from it, can either be something that is a symbol of love and peace, like a dove, or it can be something to be feared. And it all really comes down to one's perspective, which is really fascinating. So with that being said, just like Alfred Hitchcock, The Birds, I feel like it's also sort of commenting on that Scorpio energy of, well, is the death key, and every aspect of the death key can come up during this season that we're in, as we are in Scorpio season. But it's interesting because it calls to mind our relationship to death, our relationship to our, the darker aspects of life, our subconscious, the collective subconscious, our own psyche, really mining the mysterious depths of our psyches, right? So it's really interesting if we think about the genre of horror film. Isn't that what that is? Isn't horror film really, when it's at its best, when it's speaking to our inner fears and really going into the darkness of the human, psyche, and going like, what are we truly afraid of, and what is that about? And let's bring it to the forefront as a form of entertainment so that we can process that fear, that darkness. Really interesting. Let's go ahead and see what the cards say. Hey, Scorpio, let's go ahead and see what your animal energy is for the first half of November. Scorpio energy, first half of, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful starfish. Very interesting. So I like this for you because, first of all, it's water energy for you being a water sign, which is always auspicious whenever you get an animal energy that is of your like element. So I like that. But also starfish, there's an aspect of this because it is the star of wish fulfillment, right? Making a wish for your birthday season. I really like how this is coming through for you. There's also an aspect of starfish that equates it to the lovers in the tarot, which is about, Gemini energy. It's about love-based choices. It's about duality. It's about inner and outer harmony. It's about partnership with ourselves and others, and really being in alignment. So what's really fascinating about this, because this is Gemini energy and they are the twins, right? And there's an aspect of light and dark and reversal and this side and that side and what's on the surface and what's underneath inherent in Gemini energy. And it's interesting that we were kind of looking at this aspect of the psyche and how something would appear in one context versus in another, right? You just sprinkle in some Hitchcock and suddenly it goes from like a nice scene in a meadow of the strength key to, a horror show, right? Where suddenly we're very concerned about, the lion. It's really interesting, isn't it? It's like that duality. It's the flip side of something. And again, back to that concept of perspective. So let's see what's going on. Use this deck. See what's going on, Scorpio. Ooh. Wow, who else got this? Aquarius. Okay, maybe watch the Aquarius reading as a supplement to this one, especially if you have a primary Aquarius placement in your chart, because the star energy is Aquarian energy, which goes back to that wish fulfillment aspect. And they also started with King of Cups in their reading, so something in that for you. So more water here. The fact that you're showing up as King of Cups in this way is actually really beautiful, because King of Cups speaks to emotional equilibrium, emotional intelligence, and also, sort of a personality type or a feeling of someone that you can really trust. This is someone who is very trustworthy, doesn't necessarily, talk a lot about the deep feelings that they experience, but they also don't allow those feelings to, come at the cost of their own, reason or intellect or their ability to rationalize. Because that's the thing about his counterpart, the Queen of Cups. She's very deeply intuitive and emotional, as you guys in your Queen of Cups form, but it can be at the detriment of, like rational thinking and perspective. So I like this for you. There's also this aspect as well, and how it is sort of, mirroring Aquarian energy is because this orca, right? And the tagline for orca energy, by the way, is navigate with purpose, is coming up out of the water to hold this cup upright. So it's half in the water and then half in the air. And then Aquarians are, of course, the water bearers, right? So it's interesting how this is coming up here for you in this way, and then showing up as, coming from a place of emotional equilibrium and balance. I quite like it for you. It does feel like I'm really drawn to this aspect of the cup or the chalice being balanced on the nose of this orca as well. When we think about orcas, very much about family medicine, very much about ancestry. They move in pods, right? And it's interesting because in this reading, I can feel the presence of like your pod, your group, your support system, like a group of people around you that are really working together to support you, or that are on your team, or are part of, what you're working towards or what you're experiencing in a day-to-day basis. So I feel the presence of your pod here. I feel the presence of your pod very much. Interesting, with the star constellations making this crown, the stars in the sky, starfish, it's definitely an energy here. Definitely watch that Aquarius reading if you feel called to. 10 of Wands, very interesting. Let's talk about this. So 10 of Wands. Wands, obviously fire energy. Wands rule the realm of the actions that we do or don't take, right? Usually around the work that we love to do, around our interpersonal relationships. The Wands tie us to our soul purpose. Why are we here? Why do we do what we do? What gets us out of bed in the morning? That is fire energy. That is wand energy, right? It's that fire of the soul. So with this, the 10 of Wands is about being at the end of that given wand cycle, right? So it's a lot of effort, maybe feeling very heavy, a lot of responsibility, carrying a very heavy load. It's like Sisyphus, rolling that boulder up the hill, right? It's interesting though with this context and how it's depicted here of, obviously these are salmon, right? Well, actually, are they salmon or sturgeon? I think they're sturgeon, but either way, they fish. And they're going along, kind of came up in Sagittarius reading as well with the fish, but fish energy is very much about aligning yourself to what is in your highest and best good, all the good that wants to come to you, but only if you adopt a attitude and come from a place of flow and trust, meaning what is yours will not pass you by, right? What is not yours is not going to attach to you. And so if you allow yourself to be moved and go with the flow from a place of trust and rhythm and, we'll say allowance over surrender, right? That is what aligns you to what is truly yours and what is truly in your highest and best good. But these wands in this context are creating barriers where the flow is impeded. Impeded flow. I have a feeling that this energy right here is a lot of old meeting up with new. I feel like there's a mixture of old things that are still playing out in your circumstances, like the need to tie up loose ends. Like it's like you're moving from one place to another, but before you can fully embody like this new place, it's like there are these old elements that are still existing within a new framework, or a new desired framework, I should say. And so it feels like it's causing a bit of like a stop and go, stop and start, right? And you just want to fully give over. You want to remove these and just like let this take you over to the Ace of Wands, a brand new beginning, a new start. But there's stuff that needs to be tied up that is not yet, unimpeded flow forward. Could be financial, but 10 of Wands also is my card for when someone is moving homes or moving like geographical locations, or having a significant move or change and needing to close out that given cycle. And who better to save the day than the Emperor? Beautiful Aries energy here. So I like that this is your major arcana, right? You do have Gemini energy here with the starfish, but I like that this is your major arcana coming up in this way, because the Emperor is all about, taking control, right? But in a good, healthy way, taking control and trusting that you are safe and protected, and that the choices that you have to make, the responsibility, the burdens that you bear, only you are in the best position in order to counsel yourself and to make the needed decisions in order to move forward. Because the owl energy is also about, the being your own counselor, right? Stepping into that intuition of yours and really going, okay, this is all the information at my disposal. Now I have all that I need to move forward, but only you. The Emperor stands alone. I mean, he has the Empress, right, is his counterpart, but the Emperor stands alone, like the only one on the throne. It's kind of like heavy is the head that wears the crown, right? I feel like I butchered that. Is it heavy is the head that lies the, anyway, heavy is the head that wears the crown. And there is an aspect of this here. Oh, crown. Look at that. Hello. There's an aspect of this here where you are the only person, it feels like, even though you do have this pod present support system and resources, it feels like the onus or the responsibility around certain choices or decisions moving forward really lies with you. But I'm hearing that that's a good thing. It also strikes me that we saw that dove, right, on top of the lion, and then it was turned into a predator. Tell me that an owl is a predator. It is. Because I'm really noticing these, these talons as well. And these, I feel like these are the feathers of lesser owls who didn't quite make the, make the cut. It's like its own Game of Thrones here thing. And this is like the remnants. But there's an aspect of this as well that feels very present in this, right? But I also feel like there's a distinct lack of indecision, and it feels like you are feeling very full and supported with a sort of seed of confidence that feels like it's very welcome. It doesn't feel like you're second guessing. It doesn't feel like you're analysis paralysis-ing. It feels like you are very much in the know of where you're going and what needs to be done, as any good emperor does, right? It's really interesting, Scorpio, because we have starfish here, Gemini energy with love-based choices, duality, King of Cups, emotional equilibrium and good support system, 10 emotional intelligence, 10 of Wands, heavy burden, needing to complete a given cycle, responsibility moving, and to the Emperor being in a position where there are some choices that need to be made that may be difficult, but you're the one, most qualified or in the best position to make them. It's interesting. It feels like you're taking a sort of ownership over what is and what could be. And that feels incredibly empowering in a way. It feels very, very empowering. Let's get some advice, shall we? Let's get some advice. Oh, hello and goodbye. This is so perfect. Queen of Swords. She is such a G. I love when she comes up as advice. So Queen of Swords, she is her own editing system, right? She goes a little bit more of this, no more of that. Yes, no, that's it. She is the most fair queen of all. She sees things exactly as they are, right? And she doesn't really care how you feel about it. That's why I love her so much, because the full disclosure, I'm an air sign. So it's like, oh, hello, my queen. But that's why she's so brilliant, because she doesn't allow emotions kind of coming in here with the King of Cups, emotions or feelings to cloud the truth or the clarity that exists on the other side of, staying in your observer, right? She's the best observer, her and the King of Swords, best observers that there are, right? So there's an aspect to this that says, I have the ability to make the right call every single time because I have clarity and I'm willing to look at every side of something, which is interesting with the Gemini air energy here as well, right? Your ability to see different potentials, your ability to see both sides of a given argument or possibility or choice. And it does feel like this whole thing has a lot to do with choice, right? But when you're being asked to really step into a Queen of Swords energy, you're being asked to let your emotions just like be, there, but as a calm, still lake, and really draw from the power of your mind to make some difficult choices, to be your own editing system and come from a place of empowerment, right? It's interesting, you know, I'm really drawn to the fact that there's like this little, it looks like a blue jay to me down here as well. You know, blue jay energy is also a kind of energy that is a bit feisty. Can be a bit confrontational, but I'm hearing as well that there is a way to confront people issues, problems, truths in a way that is diplomatic and balanced, so that everyone feels like, you know, they're heard and acknowledged, and there is a sense of equilibrium and fairness, right? I feel like that's really coming through for you in this way. I feel like you might be in a position to either counsel others or advise others or be the calming influence in some way. It's like, let me be the calm head in the room. Let me be the source of calm in the room. It feels like that. Feels like that. Air energy, air energy, air energy. Let's get an oracle. I got this new oracle deck from a friend of mine. I really, really love it. Oh, it's a double orca day. Oh, I love this so much. Peace is in my heart. Duality, oh my Lord. Tell me that we were not just talking about duality. Duality, intimacy, orca, and the heart chakra. Okay, here's why I'm obsessed with this. First of all, peace is in my heart. Were we not talking about the dove in the opening meditation as a symbol of peace? That's amazing. Also, peace is in my heart. Starfish is lover's energy, right? Which is all about the heart. Really fascinating here. Duality, again, lover's energy, intimacy, orca, and the heart chakra. So here's what I love about this. So let's look at these two combined. With these two combined, this is your reading. Okay. So with Queen of Swords and the orca coming in here as the heart chakra, remember the tagline for orca energy and medicine is navigate with purpose, right? And then you've got the Queen of Swords here sitting near a body of water, but very much on the land. So if you are to marry these two, right? The heart never lies. She's all about the truth, and nothing but the truth, right? The heart is the best lie detector there is, right? Not your mind, not your gut, your gut, yes, but it's your heart chakra, right? Because your gut can still sort of like, it informs you, but the heart, when you connect into it, it's unimpeded by anything else. That's where the absolute clarity is. So I like that this is matching up together in this way, where it's like truth and clarity, accessing the heart chakra, right? For truth. Remember I said like those calm waters as well, and then marrying it with the Queen of Swords, which is that freedom of intellect and, you know, reason and clear thinking, right? It feels like you're being called to balance and really make decisions from a place of equilibrium, but also aligning together, you know, what is true and what is unequivocal versus what feels right for you and for those you love, right? It very much feels that way. There are going to be some choices. It's like with the Gemini energy, with the orca, there are going to be some choices that need to be made, some decisions that need to be made. You are more than qualified to do this. You're really being asked. You don't have to do anything to access your heart chakra in this way. You're a Scorpio, right? You're a water sign. You're highly intuitive. You feel incredibly deeply, right? Also, it's interesting with that black and white, with the duality and the lover's energy as well, right? You don't have to do anything to access this, right? It's just acknowledging it. And then with purpose, you know, stepping into the Queen of Swords shoes and going, okay, I'm going to be my own editing system, and I'm going to be the editor of anything that needs editing, right? I'm going to observe. I'm going to make decisions from a place of, you know, non-bias and just really come from a place of fairness, but also really from non-attachment, because that's what really gives the Queen of Swords her power as well, as her ability to come from a place of non-attachment and non-bias. So you're being asked to do that as it relates to your life. And then also I really feel it, any situation that involves others as well, because there's an aspect of this where other people are involved or other people are going to be affected by the choices and decisions that you make and how you go about communicating those, right? Something about that. But with that being said, Scorpio, I so hope that this helps and resonates. If so, please let me know in the comments below. I love reading your comments. Also, I just made a video about this. There's something going on with the algorithm in YouTube. There are subscribers being, mass unsubscribed from the channel without wanting to. So in order to communicate to YouTube that you don't want to be unsubscribed, please like and leave a comment on this video. That is going to communicate to YouTube like, okay, you're watching, you want to stay subscribed. I don't know exactly what's going on with that. I just know that it's what we can do to kind of work with the tides as they are rolling in at the moment. Also, I'm so excited to be with you in this membership I have going with the Be Your Own Intuitive membership course. The link to sign up is in the description box below. I would so love to see you over there and appreciate your support to get on the wait list. And with that being said, just thank you. Thank you so, so much for being here. And I really appreciate you, like so much, more than you know. I really appreciate every single one of you watching. And just thank you. Thank you as always, and most of all, just for being you. And be well. Until next time.